Okay, real quick, here's what's going on. I don't know what day this is, but we just had a huge group of people who got here to the border. Line on the other side is 3 kilometers long, and they're crossing over. So I'm just going to show real quick what the lines look like here, just to show you what this border crossing looks like. Nothing fancy. I've got a lot of work to do, but I'm going to take just a second to show what we've got going on here. All right, so there you go. I know people probably want to see more, but far too busy. So anyway, that's what things are looking like right now on the Polish-Ukrainian border. All right, so the big surge of people that came through has kind of subsided now. As I've mentioned in other videos, it's not necessarily just a constant stream. I don't know what really affects, what's bringing people through the border at any certain time. That one earlier was huge, though. There were a lot of people, but now it's kind of died down a little bit. So I'm going to show a few other developments here at the border crossing. This has been kind of like an ever-evolving little community, and I don't know, almost like a little village, international village, with lots of people showing up to help those in need. Okay, in another video, I may have mentioned that we had a children's tent behind us, and there have been a few other tents that have shown up since then. People storing supplies in here and whatnot. And if there isn't anybody in there, maybe I'll give a quick view of what it looks like inside. All right, so this is inside of the children's tent. I can show this now because looks like only one person in here. But you can see they have all kinds of beds set up in here for people to rest, their toys for the kids to play with, all kinds of supplies here for infants and toddlers, everything to try and give these people a little bit of rest and help them out on their journey. All right, so this is the area that we've kind of set up as like a bit of a dining area for people where they can sit down and take a little bit of a break and have something to eat. And this is one of the more unpleasant parts of my job, is that we got some trash and cigarette butts and stuff like that here that we have to clean up. We want it looking nice. We don't want people leaving Ukraine and thinking that they've accidentally walked into some city in California. So part of my job is to help keep this place looking nice. All right, what we're looking at here is a tent for mothers and children. This is my neighbor here at the border. So we have all kinds of supplies here that are specifically geared towards mothers and kids. Keep in mind that a lot of these people have had to leave their homes in a hurry, and maybe could only grab what they could shove in a grocery bag. So this tent right here has seen a lot of traffic and has proven to be quite valuable to the people coming across the border.
White people, we need to be very silent, and any of all of people
All right, and here's something a little bit different that you may have not thought of. They have a veterinary tent here. So a lot of people are bringing over their pets. As a matter of fact, that has 3 other dogs in it that I was helping this lady carry. And we're stopping at the veterinary tent just to make sure that these dogs are good to go. But yeah, kind of a unique but necessary service. So we've changed a few things with our World Central Kitchen setup. This is our secondary supply dump now. So in the morning we will get like our daily meals and bowls and cups and whatever it is that we need, and it gets dropped off at the side of the road and then gets brought to these tents, and then anytime we need something we come here to the main hub. Now I'm not down here, my son is mostly. I'm up at the border station, but this is where we come if we need supplies.
Hello, I'm Jamie Mcdonald. I'm originally from Connecticut, Hartford area. Own Bear Smokehouse, and I'm here just because, like everybody else, I saw this on TV and what was happening to these people, and I saw that World Kitchen was coming to set up, and I have the ability and the opportunity to do it, and you just can't pass that up, you know, to help these people in this horrible situation that lost everything.
So being one of the chefs, like what's a typical day looking like for you?
Typical day is get into the kitchen at 6, which means you wake up 4:30 because you have to stay about an hour away because there's not a lot of places. But get in at 6, get everything started. First orders go out by like 8, and then throughout the day we just get more orders in from the sites as needed, because this, unlike other deployments, this one's difficult in that don't like to call it, the customer base fluctuates every day based on the output, how many people are coming across the border. So we have to be really flexible and be able to respond quickly. So we're making a lot of stews and soups and hot cocoa and broth, but everything's made from scratch pretty much, and stuff that we can be proud to serve the people.
Yeah, well, people loved it. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Well, we just had a little craziness here. There were a couple of dogs that came through and had a dog fight, and it got
Bloody hell, man. I hope that other dog recovers. There's a lot of blood.
yeah, that was pretty rough.
That was pretty rough. They should have been wearing those bloody,
Yeah, like a muzzle.
yeah, well, they're just putting them on them now.
How is the other puppies? How's the dog? Oh, it's attacked.
There's a lot of blood, so I
That's
don't
what I
know.
thought.
Like,
Yeah.
the woman carried
Did she
it
take him back?
I'm not, she went in that direction.
It was about the worst dog fight that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
That was nasty.
Возьмите ее, пожалуйста. Можете надеть на морду. Пожалуйста. Вперед идите.
Well, earlier I showed the veterinarian's tent, and definitely seeing the need for it now. There was a pug that was attacked in that fight, and he's getting his face stitched up in there right now. But anyway, you wouldn't think it's something like this. You know, it's something that I wouldn't think of is the need for veterinary services, but it has definitely come in handy now. I sent somebody down to grab the vets in the middle of the dog fight. They rushed right up here and took care of it. Here's something that's pretty dang cool. This is the crepe tent, or the pancake tent. And yeah, this guy makes some really good food. I think he left today though, which is unfortunate, but he drew this map of Ukraine. And yeah, this is something else. This was just done yesterday, I think, but you can see people having left their names from the cities that they traveled from. That was a really good idea. So I've met quite a few people from Kyiv. Man, I've said this before, but so many from Kharkiv that there have been more that I've talked to who come from there than anyplace else. And yeah, there's me. this site just continues to evolve. This morning, this was just a blank canvas, and yeah, we've got an artist coming in here doing a little mural for the people who are coming through. Yeah, so we will keep up with the development of this. Here's the first aid station in case there's anybody in need of first aid. And I may have mentioned this before, but whenever people get across the border, well, they need you know, access to the internet and the phone. So we've got this sign here that says you know, welcome to Poland, free calls to relatives in Ukraine and Poland. So these people are hooking up Ukrainians with SIM cards whenever they cross the border. Here are a few people who are meeting kids with some stuffed animals and toys. So that's definitely an appreciated thing here. This is the French tent, and there's some flamboyant figures who are here, you know, kind of dressed up and everything. Not right now, but they're kind of specializing in providing stuff for infants and toddlers. The drop-off station for clothing has grown exponentially since I've been here. And I'm going to just be quite honest here. I think that people are doing this with the best of intentions. Where I happen to be right now, though, it's not been used a lot because a lot of people are trying to move through this place pretty fast to get to the main train station. So what we're looking at here is the Chinese tent. So it's like every nationality that has showed up here, you know, you say you go to the Chinese tent, or you go to the French tent, or you go to the Sikh tent, or anything like that. The Chinese tent is got a good reputation for having the best coffee. So if somebody's looking for a good cup of coffee, you come to the Chinese tent. And if you look over here, you see that they are boldly proclaiming a message here that taking down the Chinese Communist Party is the only way to save humanity. The Chinese Communist Party is the root cause of all disasters globally. I just happen to agree with that just a little bit. All right, so there you go. There's a little bit different look at what's going on here at the border in Medica, in Poland. Ever-changing situation. No day has been the same. Some days have been crazy, and some days maybe not so much. And you might come in the morning, and there are, you know, thousands upon thousands of people here, and other days not so much. I was talking to a UN worker yesterday, and we'd had a little bit of a slower day, and on that day there was like 10 to 15,000 people who would come through here. On the heavier days, or maybe a more average day, you're looking at 40 to 50,000 who are crossing the border at this point. But anyway, yeah, that's just a little bit more from what's going on here on the border.
A beautiful thing you're doing.
Stay safe, okay?